it's nearly impossible because you cannot compare. When you put cargo on top or something like else, it's nearly an impossible task to do. So they will bring it together. So this thing will create billions and billions and billions and billions in real turnover. And this will happen, just to understand it right, this will happen anyway, with us or without us. But they have decided to do it with us. This is the most important thing, because it's decided with two bundles. One effect what is possibly clear to everyone. So when this is moved to the ANINOC blockchain and the transactions are happening all the time, this has an influence on the whole development of the ANINOC coin. This is one thing. But of course there's something else. And so I know, of course, it was a long day already, but for this next 30 minutes, we should be very concentrated. Because when you understand that now correctly, you will be completely blown away. Because we will do something what nobody did before. Because so many people have asked, of course, I'm minting now coins, coin is increasing, understand tokenization, this and this and this and this. But is there also a possibility to connect the network directly to these tokenization projects? So because when you are building up, for example, a network, you have there 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000, whatever. So there will be a lot of people who say afterwards, with these tokenization projects, makes sense, here's real estate, here's this, here is this, I want to buy for €100 token here, 1,000 here, 10,000 here, 1 million here, whatever. So, but you basically have offered them with your sharing of these information the possibility to do so. So how we could benefit the network out of that? Then your people say, I will buy these tokens. This is a very complicated process because, like you know, we've spoken a few times about already today about that, everything has to be correct and everything has to be compliant. This was like an impossible task to do. How to bring that together, make that possible in addition, but it's solved. It's solved. To connect the network directly to these tokenization projects like AVINOC, which is already tokenized, but the procedure is the same. This is the important thing on it. And for that we have now be very concentrated to really understand from what we are talking about. So that means a value creating strategy on a way like nobody has done it before. So on one side we have a tokenized project or a project what will be tokenized, one of these two things, in this case it's tokenized already. And then on the other side we need a way how we bring the things now together. So of course I'm not so know exactly how well educated everyone is in the room when we talk about blockchain and this crypto market. But a lot of people have asked over the last months about that. And of course, the goal was also to bring that insight in this whole concept. And for sure, the most of you will know this word. And this word is called staking. You know staking? Yeah. Yeah? So staking is something, to make it a little bit easy to explain. You are locking up your digital assets for a specific time frame, what you decide by yourself, based on the offered possibilities. And for this locking up, because you again give to something liquidity, and for this locking up of this value, you are getting paid for that. And this works on a very special way. And possibly you can see that here, one of the biggest newspapers in this blockchain industry, biggest blogs, NASDAQ, they also say staking is the quite giants of the crypto industry. And for those of you who not know exactly what it is, I just want to give you a few examples to that. Because possibly you have recognized that in the last months, or 1 year, 1.5 years, a few coins and tokens were going through the roof. A few have asked themselves how this is possible. Because when they have made the research and they've looked, what is it exactly? Well, it's nice, but why? Why some coins and tokens are going through the roof, and when you compare it, if they are really so much better than everything else, you realize that in most cases, no. So how this is possible? This is possible with staking. Yeah? Just to give you an idea, this is an overview which coins can be staked, for example. And just give you here three examples. These superstars over the last, basically 12 months. Polkadot, you know, was developing well, I would say. Huh? What do you think? What's the percentage? How many? What the percentage of the total supply of Polkadot, which is from staking, which cannot be moved because the people have decided to give this liquidity to the project and not touch it for a specific time frame. What is the percentage which is in staking when we talk about Polkadot? What do you think? 5%? 59% is in staking. That means 59% of all Polkadot coins tokens cannot be traded because they are blocked. So when you reduce the number of coins and tokens which can be traded, and the request is in place for that, because people want to buy, what is happening? The price is automatically increasing. That's a mathematical result. So, other examples, Solana, can be also that you have seen what they have done over the last few months. Unbelievable. And then it could also be that you had exactly look what is Solana exactly. Is that really so great that it goes to this roof? When you compare it to that what we're talking about, SAFIR and AVINOC blockchain and all those possibilities, you really have to say, but what is happening to them? What is the reason? The reason is they have 77.66% in staking. So only a small portion of all these coins and tokens can be moved on the exchanges. Everything else is blocked by the investors of these tokens, by themselves. And the next one, Cardano, also a superstar in this crypto world. 70% staked, cannot be traded. So that means less tokens, less coins from the circulating supplies on the market available. People want to buy. The mathematical, automatic result is the coin price only can go in one direction. There is no other way possible. So, you understand? So why companies are doing that? And they say we offer staking. This gives to them massive liquidity where they can work with. And later on, of course, through their profits, over the smart contracts, however they are doing it, they distribute it back to the investors of their coins and their tokens. So this is the concept behind it. So, and we have seen before, there's a real project with a real connection to the real economy. When you look to these three giants, please say me what exact project they have. What is the exact project they have, which is really connected to the real economy? Difficult to answer. That what we just have seen, and this is one example, AVINOC. They will do better anyway, because it's a real connection, a real solution for the real economy. It's not a game, it's real. So, and of course, this ANINOC token can be purchased already. It's already listed on Uniswap. Now, of course, can be the question for you. So, what this have now to do with us? How this can be a benefiting concept to us? So, and for that, I'm very happy for this cooperation, because this staking will be done on a new way, like also nobody have did what they've done before. So we have to be concentrated. There will be the possibility, if someone wants to do so, to buy these tokens, of course, but on a specific way. So on the SAFIR app, this is also the reason why you should download it. It's not there right now, but it's working through this way. So everyone who would have heard about AVINOC, the possibilities, the price development, what could happen with this token, whatever. So just download the SAFIR app, and when this is done, then they, of course, add AVINOC to their coin or token portfolio. Yeah? So when this is done, the next step is also very simple. They just say on the app, when it's activated, I have something else, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, I want to swap over on the app to AVINOC. I buy AVINOC through the SAFIR app, so not this complicated process of MetaMask, whatever. Buy directly there, and then you see already here is a small button, and this small button is called stake. You push the button, and then you can decide as a customer for which time frame I would like to stake the AVINOC token. So this whole process is basically 30 seconds. This is how long it takes. But why customers should do that? Why it makes sense to do that for them? It's benefiting them on a very special way. So, when this is done from a customer, you have the possibility on the SAFIR app to choose between 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years staking time. That's your own decision. So, when I say, okay, I stake the AVINOC token through the SAFIR app, just click, done after 30 seconds. That means he's getting on his volume in these tokens, the money what he is putting in there to buy these tokens, to stake it, 2% a year. Which is already something interesting, I think. What is the current interest on your bank account? Can also be 2, but not with a plus in front. Can be. 2%, only to stake it for 1 year. When the customer says, okay, 3 years, 3% every year, 5 years, 4%, and 10 years, 5% every year. And this is fixed. This is how staking works. Now, of course, there's a big calculation in the background, but this is how staking works. So 5% every year, plus, and this is coming on top, but this we will see a little bit later, the profits of the staking are also getting distributed on a special way. So this is already very competitive to other projects outside in the market what you can stake. Because we have to speak please about real projects. You will also find in the internet, when you start to Google things, when you stake it 1 year, it gets 300%. The only problem is with it, this will never happen after 1 year. So it just stays there, looks nice. On real project to get such a staking profits is already not just nice, that's, how to say, there are not a lot of real competitors who can beat that. But of course, there is a side effect to it, like said before. It's not just to profit out of the staking. It's also when people are doing that, they are limiting the maximum circulating supply on the exchanges from this token. That means, based on a mathematical result, it basically only can go in one direction. Of course, not just like that. It's like in the crypto market anyway, it goes like that. But in the middle run and the long run, it's a mathematical result. So, this is already something good. You like it? Okay. You still not love it, I see. You like it? After the next 2 slides, you will love it. So, because there's an additional possibility, and this is now how the connection is done between AVINOC and SAFIR. And not forget, this is the first project what we will do with SAFIR in this direction. So we open the door to a billion dollar market in addition, and this is staking. So that means there have to be a connection, because otherwise, why I give you now this information? It's nice to know, but what could your benefit out of that? So when the customer again with one click. This is not shown here now how it works exactly, because we just want to show it at the moment where it's activated. Because I know that a lot of other outside there in the market are trying something like that, but they could not solve it from how to do it, from the legal perspectives and all these other things. So we will show in the last moments, before it's getting activated, what is this connection point. But when the connection point is done, that means the customer, 30 seconds, say, okay, staking, 1 year, 5 years, whatever. Then he has one QR code to scan to get this connection to the SAFIR back office. And that means when he's doing that, he's not getting any more 2% when he's deciding for 1 year. He's getting 1% on top. That means 50% more. When he just gives us the information in SAFIR with one click, I have staked AVINOC token. Understand? So, when he says 3 years, I want to stake it, plus 2%, it's plus 66% in total. If he says 4 years instead of 4%, plus 3.5% every year. If he says 10 years instead of 5%, plus 5%, plus 100%. This means in total, if you stake this token in 1 year, 3%. 3 years long, every year 5%. 5 years long, every year 7.5%. 10 years long, every year 10%. 10%. And that for a real project, yeah? Which is happening anyway, with us or without us. So this is already from the perspective of a customer, from my point of view, spectacular. So they have not to think about it when they have a little bit and say, okay, there are possibilities, opportunities, what they can do with it. Yeah? So, but now, of course, how is this benefit distributed to the customer which is buying these tokens and just staking it? And also there are very different concepts on the market. Few concepts make it, for example, like that. You have to wait the whole staking time, and to the end of the staking time, you get your staking profits. It's one possibility. That would mean, when we look to the maximum time frame of 10 years, you would have to stake the tokens, whatever amount you want, and you have to wait 10 years, and hopefully after 10 years you know it has worked or not. Yeah? So, then there's a second option, what a lot of others are doing, and this is, for example, to make that every year the benefits are distributed to the customer which has staked the token. Also nice. Very innovative solutions make it every month. What's of the three you prefer? What would be the best one?
Every day.
So you know, when we are doing something, we not do it, how to say, in a normal way. We try to do it on the best way possible. And for that reason, you read right, the time frame to getting it distributed to your wallet, where you have staked it, is basically every day. That means the customer knows from the first day on if it works or not. Every day, basically it's every second. Yeah? But there's a lot of people, when you explain it like that, will not understand how it should work. Basically it's every second. Yeah? So, without break, staking profits are paid back to the wallets where the customer have made the staking. Yeah? So, this is, from my point of view, I don't know how you have seen it yet, how you have understood it exactly, the staking stuff, a masterpiece from the point of view of a customer. You like it? You love it? But there is something in addition. When you stake this token, and you get every day distributed the profits of the staking on your wallet, and you hold the profits there, which are also, of course, distributed as tokens, and the token price is rising up, it has a double effect in addition. Yeah? So it can be much, much more than that. So how this is now connected exactly to the SAFIR network? Because from the customer perspective, I think everyone is clear, great, great, great. So what can bring that for your career development within SAFIR? So of course you know our benefit plan, how that looks like, how it works. Of course also about that we will see tonight a little bit more on the gala dinner. No? And when you understand now the next slides, can be that there will be faster double gold diamonds like you ever could imagine until today. Because what we have done until today was the preparing phase. We have brought the masternodes in the market. Yeah? So decentralization, tokenization projects getting added to the whole infrastructure. And in addition to that, now the staking possibilities are in the market through us. And this is just the first one of it. Yeah? So everything reflects what we are doing here, everything reflects directly on the ANINOC Coin development. So this is not something separately, which have not the influence on the other things, it has a direct influence on the other things. This is coming on top, by side of what could happen with the ANINOC token. So this connection, technically, how this will be done to connect it to SAFIR, like I said before, this is the last puzzle that we will show in the moment of activation. This we will nobody show before, that nobody understands how it's exactly done. So, like said, like seen before, when people are logging in to the SAFIR, and just give the information with one click on the app, I have staked, then the customer 3%, 5%, 7.5%, 10% every year as his benefits as a customer. So, and now how the network can benefit out of that. Calculation for the benefit plan. If the customer stakes for 1 year, 30% of the staked volume will be counted to the benefit plan. From his whole volume, 30%. If someone says, I want to stake 3 years, the volume what he is staking, 60% are counted to the benefit plan. If he says 5 years, 95% is counted to the benefit plan. And if he says, I have understood it, I do it for 10 years, 100%. So that means 100% if someone stakes, for example, €1,000 or $1,000, whatever, in the AVINOC token in this example now, this means, like you know it, the 69% are going directly the same second to the benefit plan. It's also real time. Also real time. Huh? And in addition to that, also the customer is getting his benefits. Huh? This is done on a very intelligent way. So basically, that you get a little bit of understanding how this is calculated. Huh? So our normal uni-level plan, of course, we know 15 levels, everything clear. So how it looks like in this example. A customer says, or would say, I make a staking for 3 years. €1,000, 60%, like we have seen before, it's calculated for the benefit plan from this volume. So the benefit plan, normally, when you have now an order from €1,000, it would look like that. When this is a direct customer, €90, indirect 80, in indirect 70, and so it goes on. Like we know it, all together. So in this example, when we say 60% is calculated, that means 60% of these numbers. That means instead of 90, 54. Instead of 80, 48. Instead of 70, 42. And so it goes on. So how it can look like the same than before? The solution is very simple. Through our staking tips. Very simple. It just have to be 10 years and everything looks the same. The best version, of course, also for the customer, because when you calculate it, if a customer says 5 years or 10 years, yeah? Because based on this difference on the profits, 7.5% or 10% a year, yeah? Basically after 5 years, he have already, how to say, when he is choosing 10 years, he have made the profits already after 5 years compared to the 5 years. I will give you an example of that. Huh? So this is how it looks like from the uni-level plan. And then of course how this is have an influence on the career plan, also based on the same example. 3 years, customer says I want to stake 1,000 euros. Huh? 60% is the calculation basis. That means normally the 1,000 euro when you're selling hardware is for the aggregate. Yeah, in your back office you know this wording, of course. Yeah? So in this case it would be 60%. That would mean 600 euro calculated for the aggregate. The rest, anyway, you know for yourself how it's calculated. What is the solution to come again on the same percentages like we know it from the hardware sales? Very simple, 10 years. Best decision for the customer, best decision of course also for the network, 1,000 euros calculated and 1,000 euro in the aggregate. Yeah? I think very clear?
Absolutely.
Yeah? And just it's not now clear for you. When we're talking about tokenization projects, when we're talking about existing tokenized projects, what do you think? With what you can do a higher sales volume? With hardware or with something like that? In this project is no limit. Yeah? And this is not just the first one, how we will get this connection started between these things. And this will be also one of the reasons why a lot of companies want to talk with us right now, because they know when they tokenize something, they don't have to have a fear that there will be too less requests. You know? So all parties involved are benefiting to the maximum. So how the influence is on the bonus pool, when we talk about the staking, there is no influence because this is anyway calculated in the performance. This share pool. So basically, this is a small example. How we will connect this tokenization projects directly to the network. Because when you have built up a team of 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, like I said before, a lot of people will say, of course, I also want to build up real value, real assets, because these tokens are representing real assets in the background. Huh? So, real projects, real use cases. So they will do that anyway, yeah? And of course, through our platform, we also will inform the people what is going on. And they will use these possibilities. So in this moment where they are using it, and they have made one timeless connection from the SAFIR app to the SAFIR back office, then it's getting automatically calculated there for the whole benefits plan. So strategically, a masterpiece. And when you calculate it a little bit, with this project and with other projects which will follow, what we will do on a very similar way, then you know there is no limit anymore. There is no limit from possible volume. Yeah? What can be done through the network. And the whole key for that we can do it, is not so simple, but when you think about it, you will understand it. What exactly is selling SAFIR in this moment? When someone says I do this staking, what in this moment SAFIR is selling? Nothing. We sell We just give a tip to people, they say, okay, the organization project's interesting, I want to be part of it. We just give a tip. The customer is buying the tokens on a decentralized wallet. We are not selling any to them. Yeah? And it just is giving us the information that he has done it. That's it. So, this is important because you know very hardware reseller. We are not involved in any financial business. We offer no crypto trading, no coin buying, no coin selling. And this is still the case. The customer is doing it by himself through a decentralized wallet, just give us the information. He gets the double on benefits. And that's it. With this connection, we can benefit the whole network. And this, with all these projects which are already on the table, they will come in addition in the future. This network, this company, our company, will go through the roof. It will get the biggest thing in the So, and of course, for that reason, it makes also a lot of sense for people when they say, I want to mint the ANINOC Coin. Because all these projects which are setting over to the ANINOC blockchain, all these transaction fees, also the staking which brings volume, in this case also transaction fees, reflects again back to the ANINOC token. That means everything what we are doing, tokenization, staking tips, infrastructure, everything what you know, everything reflects back to the ANINOC Coin. And for that reason, we'll see where it could go. From my point of view, it will be something what not many have seen in their lifetime. So when it starts, this whole procedure will be activated December 2021. It's not so far away. So you've seen hardware, hub, tokenization, you've seen the additional category, product category, and the health sector, which is also amazing. And now you've seen something but most people not even would try to think about it because it sounds in the first moment impossible to do. But thanks to the chief architect of this whole thing, because like I said, and people when there was in a Zoom call that I have done, they've heard it many times. This guy is, from my point of view, an absolutely genius. Others would have even thought about it to go in a direction like that because it sounds impossible to do. He's able to do it. So, and for that reason, we not just will try to reach the stars, we will reach for the stars. So I hope this day for you was already great, more than great, spectacular. And of course this day is not over, because now we have a break from around 2 hours, and then we meet us here again at 8 p.m. And then we have here the gala dinner, and we'll see a lot of great things, because also in the gala dinner there will be a presentation. You also will see there things what you will not expect. Don't break, we relax us, enjoy us, can't wait with full energy, full concentrated. It will be not just good, it will be not just nice, it will be absolutely spectacular.